If the market closes underneath that midpoint, in my mind, that's where you have a definite shift from bullish to bearish. Even if the bar is closing off of the low, meaning it's not black and filled in, even if it's not a down bar, it's still bearish. So we have a bullish bar over here. We're closing in normally what was a resistance zone. All of that is pointing to bullish. It looks like the beginning is happening of a shift in thinking. That's what this means to me. And that's why we can plan ahead, I think. Let's go to the weekly bar now. I think we can plan ahead for a break to the upside. Now, where do I think this is going to go? You can see here I've got what looks like a couple of flags. Let me go ahead and take this line off, and I'll take this line off because those don't really apply. Here's the flag pattern, okay? And the flag pattern is coming up off of this low here. All right? How am I going to gauge where I think the market's going to go? Well, I have two methods. I use one, which is based on the opening of the flag, or this part over here. Okay? The other method is taking the pole. And I think they're both valid, and I use them both. I just want to make sure I have a better... Well, I think that the first target is usually the distance between the flag and not necessarily the pole. If I can grab this, there we go. So from the top of this, here's my target. $2 a penny and 45. 2.0145. That's where I think this thing is going. If it can break through the top end here. Now, if it doesn't, what's the answer? Well, if it doesn't, all we've got to do is look at the past trading. What has happened in this area here? The market built a nice support area, didn't it? I mean, look at this. Here, this week closed dead on it, and that was resistance, but then the next week, what did it do? It popped over it. Remember, when the bar closes, what was once support, if the market closes, if the market closes over resistance, then that resistance now becomes support on the very next bar. Now, what does that mean? What does support mean? What it means is, by the close of the next bar, it should be over it. That's what we would naturally expect. So if we're looking at weekly support, we've got to wait the whole week. Don't get excited. Don't jump the gun and start thinking that, hey, the market broke through on the daily, so that means support is violated. That's not necessarily the case. What it means is you need to monitor support and see if it looks like the market is breaking out to the downside. And I've covered a lot of those warning signs and things in the last several weeks. So, as we move forward here, the key area is going to be this high. You've got to watch 99.17 as an area for a possible either reversal or breakout. So let's go down to the daily. What does that mean? Well, that means when price gets up here, that's when I'm going to start looking for market patterns. It really is that simple. That's when I'm going to go to my 4-hour bar, and I'm going to look to see if I find, is the market making, let me go ahead and draw it in here, is the market making a flag pattern? You know, do I see something like this, indicating that the market is giving me the signs of a possible breakout? Am I seeing a pennant pattern? Is the market doing something like this? Do I see maybe neither one of those, and maybe the market starts trading in a trading lane to the upside, so I can trade off of the bottom and the top? Is the market trading into a triangle pattern, either a symmetrical triangle, or is it trading into what I call a bullish wedge? Does it trade down into a bearish wedge? Okay, all of these patterns are now going to come into play as we look at how price moves through here. Now, what happens if there isn't a pattern? What happens if the market just blows right through it and it doesn't even look back? Well, if you remember the daily bar I talked about over here, the one down day, that one down day gave us a good indication and